We here at Andy Kershaw Plays Some Bloody Great Records are delighted to have Songlines as the media partner of this podcast. Songlines is the only magazine which covers virtually all the music you're hearing here. It's been going for more than 20 years, and each issue comes with a cover-mount CD, featuring tracks from the best new album releases, also available as a download. To find out more, visit songlines.co.uk, and to claim a 20% discount, quote Kershaw when ordering a subscription, which I heartily recommend you do. And now, over to me.
21 drums on a whole bass horn, and somebody beating on a ding-dong. Come on over, baby. Whole lot of shaking going on. Come on over, baby. Baby, you can't go wrong. Ain't nobody faking. Whole lot of shaking going on. Come on over, baby. Whole lot of kicking in the barn. Come on over, baby. We got the bull by the horn. Everything's ticking. Whole lot of shaking going on. Making it shake. Door and the floor and the gate. Making it shake. Cake and the pie on the plate. Shaking the plate. Come on over, baby, come on. We done found that ding dong. Come on over, baby. Whole lot of shaking going on. Come on over, baby. Baby, you can't go wrong. Ain't nobody faking. Whole lot of shaking going on. Making it shake. Door and the floor and the gate. Making it shake. Cake and the pie on the plate. Making it shake.
a cause a winner. Say Tatani, them a cause
So all you have to do is speak the truth and you will be the African roots. I would tell you about the sound I call the African roots. I would say African roots. Yeah.
African roots. Just call me African roots.
Man, if you drink up the root and you speak up the truth, man, them call you an African root. Man, if you stop from loot and you lace up your boots, say them call you an African root. Man, if you come from Alton and you are black, say that them call you an African root. Man, if you come from Hong Kong and you are black, say that them call you an African root. Man, if you come from Jamaica while you are black, say that them call you an African root. Man, if you come from New York while you are black, say that them call you an African root. Tell you that them call you an African root. Hey, Africans call you an African root. Tell you say them call you an African root. So me say them call you an African root. They say you lace up your boot and you speak up the truth, and them call you an African roots. So me say them call you an African roots. I would tell you, man like Kunte Kente from America, I would tell you we my African roots. Tell you about the African roots. Roots reggae. Roots, rock, reggae. Roots, rock, reggae. That's the African roots. It sounds kinda cute, but that's the truth. Kill about the African roots. Come and make we rub it with the African roots. Come and make we scrub it with the African roots. Come and make we dub it with the African roots. Man, if you come from Birmingham and you are black, me say them call you an African roots. Man, if you come from London and you are black, me say them call you an African roots. Man, if you come from Stockton and you are black, me say them call you an African roots. Man, me say if you drink up the roots,
Just call me
African roots. Drink up the roots and you speak up the truth, and them call you an African roots. Africa, 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 Africa would say that I'm the African roots. Africa be African roots.
Call me African.
Man, me say them call me an African roots. Man, me say them call me an African roots. Man, me say me lace up me boot, me no check pan coat, and them call me an African roots. Man, me say me drink up me roots and me speak up the truth, and them call me an African roots. Roots, rock, reggae. Roots, rock, reggae. Roots, rock, reggae. Roots, rock, reggae. Man, if you come from England and you are black, me say them call you an African roots. Man, if you come from Hong Kong and you are black, me say them call you an African roots. Man, if you come from Canada and you are black, me say them call you an African roots. Anyway,
Radio Kershaw, music at its best for the herbally refreshed, and in that case, by the herbally refreshed, from his unforgettable album, Marijuana in My Brain. That was Dillinger, recorded in 1979, with a piece called African Roots Rock Reggae. In the middle was Irish accordionist and fiddle player Sharon Shannon, with The Munster Hop, and that was on Sharon's debut album in 1991, which is, to this day, the biggest selling album of traditional music in Ireland ever. Mike Scott of the Waterboys played guitar and piano on that piece. Sharon, of course, on accordion and fiddle, and she wrote the tune. Loyal listener Keith Taylor emailed to suggest I dig that one out. And if you'd like to make similar suggestions or requests, then do what Keith did. Go to the homepage of my website, andykershaw.co.uk, click on the contact button, type your message in the panel that appears, send it, and then that comes through to my personal email account. Before Sharon, we heard Matlatini and the Matella Queens from South Africa, of course. Kazette, the song, from this new live album from the Umzakazo label of Wakefield. And it's been put together from cassette recordings made at the mixing desk by David Barton. Now, whenever I used to go along to Zimbabwean or South African gigs in London, David was always there with a blank cassette in his pocket and chatting up the sound engineer. That performance that you heard was recorded at the Astoria Theatre, London. What a gloomy pit that was, I remember. On the 7th of November 1988, and I was in that crowd somewhere. And we kicked off today with the original recording of Whole Lot of Shaking Going On from 1955, and that was 2 years before Jerry Lee picked it up and had an international hit with it. And that original was by Big Maybelle Smith. It was on the OK label back in 1955 and produced, are you ready for this, by a 22-year-old Quincy Jones. Jerry Lee's version gave the song thundering menace, but Big Maybelle gave it swagger, and I like that too. Right then, in session today, Jamaica's premier mento maestros, the Jolly Boys, and these are recordings I made with them on my Sony Pro Walkman in June 1990 on the terrace of the Clifftop Trident Hotel, Port Antonio, the Jolly Boys' hometown, and that's on Jamaica's northeast coast. We'll hear the first songs from the Jolly Boys after this.
still turn when I hear the songs of an old flame.
Downtown tonight, I saw an old friend, someone who I used to take comfort from long before I met you. I caught a spark from her eyes of forgotten desire. With a word or a touch, Lord, I could have rekindled that fire. But old flames can't hold a candle to you. No one can light up the night like you do. Flickering embers of love, I've known one or two. But old flames can't hold a candle to you. Sometimes at night I think of old lovers I've known, and I remember how holding them helped me not feel so alone. Then I feel you beside me, and even their memories are gone. Like stars in the night, lost in the sweet light of dawn. But old flames can't hold a candle to you. No one can light up the night like you. Of love, I've known one or two. But old flames can't hold a candle to you. Old flames can't hold a candle to you.
The first one there was Old Flame by Rachel Bayman, a young singer-songwriter and multi-instrumentalist from Nashville. Common Nation of Sorrow is this new one from Rachel. It's her third album, and it's on the Signature Sounds label. Now, Peter Everett, this programme's producer, has recently developed, he tells me, a new obsession, and that's tracking down the originals of well-known songs, the original recordings of them, and it was Peter who suggested Big Maybell's original of Whole Lot of Shaking Going On at the top of the programme. Well, I guess I've had the same obsession, or is it a medical condition, all my adult life, which prompted me to play you there, not Dolly's hit version of Old Flames Can't Hold a Candle to You, but the version as it was first recorded in 1978 by Joe's son. And that's just what you heard, the title track of Joe's debut album on Ovation Records back in 1978. A masterpiece of songwriting, that, and written by P.B. Siebert and Hugh Moffat. I caught a spark from her eyes of forgotten desire. With a word or a touch, Lord, I could have rekindled the fire. Genius. OK then, to our Spotlight Artistes of the Week. And I can't honestly remember what I was doing in Port Antonio, Jamaica in June 1990, why I was there, aside from visiting record shacks and sound systems and stuffing my face with jerk chicken. But at the famous Trident Hotel, I came across this little group of elderly mento musicians who played on the terrace outside the hotel bar most evenings and were largely ignored by the hotel's guests. I thought they were wonderful, nice guys too, and over a couple of evenings they agreed to do some recordings with me. They began as a group, they told me, in 1955, and it was the Hollywood actor Errol Flynn who named them the Jolly Boys. He had a home near Port Antonio, and whenever he had a party, he used to get the Jolly Boys to come and play the music for it. And as you might imagine, over 68 years, there's been a number of incarnations of the Jolly Boys, but the members on this occasion, June 1990, were Moses Deans on the banjo, and Moses was an original member going back to Errol Flynn days in the mid-50s. Moses Deans on the banjo, Joseph Bennett on the rumba box, Alan Swimmer on vocals and percussion, and Noel Howard on guitar. And they're going to start this little sequence with their mental take of an old Jacob Miller classic.
Dreadlocks are not living a tenement yard. Dreadlocks are not living a tenement yard. Too much too much watching. Too much too much watching. Dreadlocks are not so much by peace. Too much informers and too much peace. Anything you do, you know all legacy. Them are so them are watching. Dreadlocks are not living a tenement yard. Dreadlocks are not living a tenement yard. Too much watching.
Oh, boy! That was good. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thanks a lot.
Every time, man.
Whenever you want.
Get me a people in state market, not talk what he was saying. Lord, not a light, not a bite, one as a designer. Lord, not a light, not a bite, one as a designer. Everybody come feel up in the market top. Everybody come feel up and tell my hockey get top. Lord, not a light, not a bite, one as a designer. Lord, not a light, not a bite, one as a designer.
take my money and run Venezuela. Yeah. Yes, man. So now, honey, will you come with me? Let's go to the West Indies for baby can't you see? Well, I like the peps and my energy. Well, I want a rum and coconut water. Rum and coconut water. The rum and coconut water. Well, we cannot get it in America. Well, I remember when I was young, I was very robust and strong. But now as I walk on the streets, well, I felt a weakness into my feet.
All I need is
Rum and coconut water. Ah, the rum and coconut water. You give me rum and coconut water. Well, we cannot get it in America. Well, I wanna go back to Jamaica. America is too cold for me. My body is getting cold, and I am not able to stand the cold. Well, I want a rum and coconut water. Rum and coconut water. A little rum and coconut water. Well, we cannot get it in America. Well, in America they have snow, and in Jamaica this is not so. Well, I'm gonna settle in my own hometown, where I can get the sunshine all the year round. And a little rum and coconut water, rum and coconut water, a little rum and coconut water. We cannot get it in America. Now, baby, when I get home, never more will I roam, 'cause I need this bright sunny skies. I live here in Jamaica until I die. And get rum and coconut water, little rum and coconut water, little rum and coconut water. We cannot get it in America.
Believe me, much rum was imbibed by the Jolly Boys during this recording, and all enjoyed in a thick fog of the sacramental herb. In that first part of this session, which I recorded with them outdoors at night on the terrace of the Trident Hotel, Port Antonio, Jamaica, in June 1990, we heard first Tenement Yard, originally recorded by Jacob Miller, of course, and then the old Jamaican folk song Linstead Market, followed by Matilda, She Take My Money and Run Venezuela, and finally Rum and Coconut Water. More from the Jolly Boys a bit later in the programme. Right, I have to tell you, we have a new arrangement for donors and patrons who support these podcasts. Starting with this programme, the first hour is free to everyone, and that will always be the case. After an hour, only patrons will get the full 2 hours, sometimes much longer than that. We're not excluding donors, and we're very grateful to those of you who make regular donations, but if you are a regular donor, you might as well become a patron. And you can do that under this new system for as little as £3.80 per programme. Get the whole thing. Make a bigger contribution if you like, but all you need to pay now to become a patron is £3.80, the equivalent of $5, and that's because our podcast platform thinks only in US dollars, and its minimum patron fee is $5, £3.80 for each programme. Meanwhile, all 22 previous programmes will remain free. We're doing this because, while we have a few patrons already and a handful of regular donors, thousands of people are downloading this podcast every time and making no contribution whatsoever. And, it's a lot of work to put one of these programmes together, very time-consuming. And these days I have no other job, so I'm happy to devote myself to these podcasts and do more of them and more frequently, if, and only if, I've got your support. Remember, my record collection is your record collection for a minimum patron fee of $5, £3.80. But make it more if you want, I shan't complain. Please. Now then, Macumba are currently Zimbabwe's most prominent band internationally, and they've just released their 4th album, Tusona, Tracings in the Sand it's called, from the German label Out Here. The remarkable thing, for me about Macumba is that they don't sound even one little bit Zimbabwean. If you'd played me this without telling me who it is, I'd have said, well, it's a group from Francophone West Africa, possibly Senegal, more likely the Ivory Coast. Having said that, they're still pretty good.
mwati pasa mama. Nati mawo, mene mwati pasa mama.
That's Macumba from Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe, and the track Tamvela Mama, and it's the opening number on their new album, Tusona, Tracings in the Sand, for Out Here Records. You patrons to thank since last time. Thanks very much to these people. Graham Arden, Adam Cripps, Rom Janali, Harvey MK, Peter Sixsmith, Rex Emma Brennan, Gwudinator, Blades and Owls, Matt PG, George Jess, Demas, Don Morrissey, Dean Clementson, Nigel Summers, and Steve Wetherill. And an email here, most entertaining email, from Graham Powell. He says, over the years, I have been known to say things along the lines of, that Kershaw is worth the licence fee alone. I like to be true to my word, so I've decided to give you what I give the BBC each month. I'm delighted to hear you're back on the airwaves, or whatever they're called these days. Well, thanks very much for your contribution, Graham, and to the rest of you who've signed up as patrons or just made one-off donations recently. Then Graham goes on to say, mainly because I clicked on the wrong button, I have set up a monthly payment on PayPal rather than Podbean. I hope this still qualifies me as a patron, but if not, let me know and I can switch things about. I have no idea how these things work or don't work, Graham, but I know if you do click on the icon on the podcast pages of my website, andykershaw.co.uk, that says, be my patron on Podbean, that does work. So, anyhow, Graham goes on to say, keep up the excellent work. I wouldn't want to turn it into a request show. And he says, why do people request something they already know when they could just play it themselves? But if you see fit, I'd love to hear some of the records you collected in Zimbabwe during the 1980s, as there must have been more to that scene than the ones I know. The Bundu Boys, the Four Brothers, Thomas Matfumo, etc. Feel free to educate me. And another one on the matter of Zimbabwean music in the late 80s and early 90s. This one from John Bates, who these days lives in Virginia in the United States. And John says, this will take your mind back quite a way. On Nancy Covey's Festival Tours Zimbabwe trip of 1990, you showed up at our hotel to offer a record shopping trip to our intrepid group. There was only one taker, me. We went all over the grocery stores and barbershops and anywhere that had a box of records they could pull out. You kept saying, buy these or I will. I did, and I still have them. We then went to Biggie Tembo's house to prepare for some dancing for his impending wedding. I must tell you that I had the most wonderful time that day. I live in Virginia now and host a new release world music show. Your kindness certainly has something to do with this. Stay safe, strong and observant. John Bates. And John does his radio programme on WTJU 91.1 FM of Charlottesville. WTJU 91.1 FM Charlottesville. I'm sure you'll be able to stream it on the internet. Both those emails prompted me to go to a box of Zimbabwean singles that I collected on many trips down to Zimbabwe in the late 80s and early 90s. And John Bates is right. You could just go. There weren't record shops as such in the townships around Harare and Bulawayo and other places. But every shop, like a little grocery store or, as John says, a barber shop, they'd all have on the counter a box of new 45s, new releases, gritty little things. You really did have to blow the grit and the dust off them. And notoriously, they crackled and popped even when they were brand new. I brought a load back and gave them to Peel. And he played a couple in the office and then said, pressed on a section of the M25. So I'll be going through this box this week. I must have about 200 or 300 of them. And just pulled some out at random. I just heard some fabulous stuff I'd forgotten all about. And here's just a random example. A single, a 45 on the ZMC label of Harare. And this is a date on this. 1989. This is someone called Simon Mbewe. Don't know anything about him. And a track called Isabel.
Isabelo, tinakona na tiliamini, kibuiro, wanalibe bowi na mutu. Isabelo, inendi mapita kutito, sono iwe, umapita kutera. Isabelo, inendi mapita kutito, sono iwe, umapita kutera. Isabelo, timene wandi kondera nitiani, kati iwe, susamala bandaratu. Isabelo, timene wandi kondera nitiani, kati iwe, susamala bandaratu. Sona. Isabelo wanga, wanipata manyazi. Isabelo wanga, wanipata manyazi. Asbale yanga, ango niseka. Asbale yanga, ango niseka. Chikuba iwe, sukala pa nyumba. Chikuba iwe, sukala pa nyumba. Isabelo. Isabelo. Wanipata manyazi shua. Asibali yangu sukala uniseka. Aya. Isabelo wanga. Isabelo. Isabelo wanga. Isabelo. Isabelo wanga. Isabelo. Isabelo wanga. Isabelo. Wanipata manyazi shua.
Zimbabwe's Simon and Bearway with a song called Isabel. More treats from my box of vintage Zimbabwean 45s in forthcoming programmes. And it's at this point, an hour in, that we say bye-bye for now to our non-patron listeners. But don't go away, join us. There's at least another 60 minutes of bloody great records and more on-location recordings with the Jolly Boys in Port Antonio, Jamaica, still to come. But to hear all that, you do need to become a patron. And just another quick reminder, the last one, it's really easy to do. Just go to andykershaw.co.uk, my website, click on the podcast page, scroll down till you see Be My Patron, click on that, then bung in a few quid every month, and Bob's your uncle. Starting with this programme, and every time there's a new one, you'll get the longer, full-length version. I'll see you on the other side.